Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. And it looks like the game capture is working again, so you're not going to be able to see my cursor. You might be able to see where I'm looking. I just set up the Toby Eye stuff, so that'd be pretty cool. As for... Let me do something. I was looking at this. Where is it? I don't know where it's at. Display settings. Here we go. So right now I'm getting about 134 frames per second. If I put it on 144 in game, press apply, it takes me down to 60 refresh rate, 1:1. If I go to 72, it takes me down to 16. If I do 36, it takes me down to 15. So when I do none, frame rate jumps way back up. And let's go ahead and keep it right there. So let's see what happens when I click away. Oh, frame rate still stays going. Awesome. But that's not what y'all here for today, is it? No. You all are here today for the next quest. So let's go ahead and do this next quest. Alphina, what you got for me? Tendrils of Intrigue. We're going to get us some meals. Ooh, we have been doing meals. And we're going to get us a body piece. Gloom, Suit of Astra Male, or Noct Lorita. Interesting. Alright, so Alfred is eager to hear Libra's report on the Ivy. Yep. Captain Libra, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us not that we did not already know of Shivya. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquire their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Uh-oh. The last trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at River's Toll. Alright. I gotta move something real quick. Give me a second. Alright. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad. Particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By the virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House fourteenth. He knew the precise route the caravans would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved. at least. The Y of the Ivy. Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immoral Flames. If you consider, then, that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Rubian's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since their Immoral Flames establishment? Uh-oh, the plot thickens. 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above all suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, Odas was ever more the vulnerable to infiltrate. Both the Melosa and Grenadia had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom in the Order of the Twin Adler. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, Loywoods, mine under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Odar's military is made up of disparate orders, most which were glorified mercenaries companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rubian faced when founding the Immoral Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained a small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, The Immoral Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monarchs ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity they do so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nael Darren's ambitions been any less apathetic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Rubian with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Domain allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames. Any one who could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shivi is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Almec informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Tickman, as the realm's stoutest champion. 'Tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Oh, and the quest is accepted. So it looks like we gotta speak with Alphanet again. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart. But until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Nephilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternative route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gardenia in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafis's Altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Very well. I'll meet you there. So let's head on to Grenada. And that looks like the Conjurer's Guild. Let's do another quick teleport. Bam. And then after this episode, I'm going to reset up my chat so I can have my group chat in a different one. Alright, Alfred. My thanks for coming, Tickman. When you are ready, speak with the Conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. Alright, Silent Conjurer. The Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? You better believe it. I mean, yes.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Did he just spit on that
Would
coffin?
that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
He sure enough did. That sucker.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
No secret is safe indeed. I will not have escaped. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to the being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And for the reason for this, deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all understandings they like, but their unity means little unless to the common folk. Take the Lemosians, for instance. Though Admiral Merlib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still pictured the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Garleanians are mocked as the hermits who talk to trees, and the audience scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Odin's society, Teledagy, Aladagy, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that the people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartanu is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Libert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lastly come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Tickman. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Elberg near the Adler's nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Corthelius, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Alright. Adler's Nest, which would be by the plaza, if I remember correctly. Ooh, I could get that quest over there now too, because I did get the expansion. But we're taking this one high level as we can get him first, and then we'll worry about all that other stuff. Ilbrit, my thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Very well. I will proceed with caution. Let's go ahead and do a blown tabard. It's for the ninja. Level 50 and 110 item level. It looks good to me. So. And quest is complete. Alright. So, thanks for joining me. My name's Tick, and we'll be back another day with another quest. Y'all take care.